Welcome to Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy, your NFL Thursday Night Football preview edition of Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy. A very short show just to talk Thursday Night Football and the game tonight in the NFC West between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. We will get to that game in just a moment. Just a reminder, we've already recorded the CFL edition of the show with Will Arndt yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. Talking Week 17. We did a bonus episode earlier today with Rob Vino, who joins us once a month, and we talked a little bit of everything football, a little NFL, a little college football, this week's CFL card, all of that with Rob Vino earlier today. Make sure you check that out. And tomorrow we will be recording, and it'll be uploaded on this channel, my own YouTube channel, sometime during the day tomorrow. The NFL Week 4 edition of Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy, where we break down every NFL game on Sunday, including the 2 games on Monday night as well. So that will come your way tomorrow because we are recording the NFL show this week on a Friday. I wanted to get this video out to you here just to give you a little something for Thursday Night Football for the game tonight between Seattle and Arizona. Before we preview tonight's game, the subscriptions. I'm telling you, this is the time to sign up, everybody, because now we're into the full throttle of the sports calendar coming up. Football's back in full force. CFL, NFL, college football simultaneously. The NHL season starts in just 2 weeks. The puck drops once again. So wagers and a daily card posted every single day for subscribers and for members on both Dub Club and soon at wizardsportspicks.com as well. I can't say enough how excited I am for the launch of this new website with a talented, tremendous roster of bettors and handicappers that will be providing picks on a daily basis, free plays on a daily basis. In fact, that website, while we've been awaiting the full launch and the ability for people to sign up and subscribe to any of the subscription options on wizardsportspicks.com. The website is still up currently. It's been up for about a month now, and we've been posting free plays, all the handicappers there on a daily basis. So make sure you check out the website every day. Subscription options will be available very soon. There's no better time to sign up than right now because obviously we've got NHL, NHL coming soon, NBA not far away. We're a month away from NBA basketball starting as well. I'm excited about that. NHL, it goes without saying how excited I am and how good the NHL has been to me over the years. And college basketball, not crazy to start looking ahead to that because quite honestly, early November is going to be here before you know it. And college basketball will be back in our lives again as well. So this is the right time of year. There is also SoBet that you can sign up as well. That is just a best bet. That's a very low volume card on a daily basis, but that's available to SoBet for $15 per month to sign up for that. But the primary options to get every bet is Dub Club on a daily basis. For those of you that are considering a subscription to Dub Club, I do want to point out there will be special sales offers moving forward, and below this video. In the YouTube comments, once this video is finished, I will be posting a link to a 7-day free trial for Dub Club memberships and Dub Club subscriptions. I will post the link to that, a subscription link to a 7-day free trial at Dub Club for anyone interested in it. You'll be able to try it out for 7 days. If you like it, you'll be able to then subscribe to a subscription option after that. But we will give you, and this is just a thank you to all those people that tune into these videos and all this content that I, churn out there on a daily basis. Because, again, you're the reasons I'm doing all these shows and videos on a daily basis. So we wanted to kind of give you a thank you and show some appreciation for, tuning in and supporting all this great content that I'm putting out there. So after this video is done, I will be posting a 7-day free trial subscription link to my Dub Club subscription service and membership, and you'll be able to check that out and see what it's all about. It's basically the only place where every single bet that I make gets posted. It's a Dub Club. You'll always know what I'm betting, every sport, every day, every wager. The other sites, I don't post the entire, number of wagers. Like Wizard Sports Picks, that site, it's going to be, we try to trim it down to our top, 5, 6, 7 plays per day. Dub Club is going to be the place where you get every single wager. So I will provide a 7-day free trial link for Dub Club in the YouTube comments below this video once the video is done. And another thing, too, I want to mention is the Hitting the Books channel with Connor Mack. We will be on tomorrow, and we will be on for a Hitting the Books members-only show coming up tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So if you're a member to that Hitting the Books YouTube channel, you'll have access to the show that we're going to do tomorrow, the final MLB card breakdown of the regular season from us. We'll also talk NFL Week 4, and we will answer questions from anyone that joins us on the live video tomorrow on the Hitting the Books YouTube channel. If anyone's got questions about any of the Group of 5 college football games, that obviously we don't get a chance to talk about those games when we do the Hitting the Books show on Mondays during the college football season. If there's games like, Florida Atlantic, Memphis, Middle Tennessee State, Kennesaw State, Western Kentucky, Missouri State, you name it. If there is a group of Hawaii and Air Force, you name it. If there is a Group of 5 conference game that obviously we don't get to talk about those on Mondays when we do the college football Hitting the Books show. But if you've got a question for either me or CMAC on one of those games, make sure you ask, put in the YouTube comments, just ask which game you want an opinion from either of us, and we will provide it during the Friday Hitting the Books show that we'll be doing for our Hitting the Books YouTube channel subscribers and members tomorrow. So very much looking forward to that. All right, let's get in to the breakdown and the preview of Thursday night football in the NFL tonight. Seattle, Arizona. Seattle 1.5-point road favorites, 43.5 the total. Money's come in on Seattle, and I am part of that movement. I did bet Seattle at around, I got +1. It then ended up becoming Seattle -1.5 is what we see right now. There's actually some Seattle -2s in this game. Part matchup advantage for the Seahawks. Part that I think they have the better defense, and yards per play bear that out. Now it's close. Arizona's allowing 5 yards per play on defense so far this year. Seattle 4.8 yards per play allowed on defense. So the defensive numbers are pretty close, but there's still a bit of an advantage there as far as Seattle's concerned. They've totally owned this divisional rivalry over the years. In fact, Seattle has beaten Arizona 7 straight times, including both times last year. So the first time we saw Mike Macdonald versus Jonathan Gannon in this head-to-head coaching matchup, Macdonald went 2-0 over Gannon. So it's definitely been Seattle has had the better of this matchup. I do think they got a little bit better, the defense over Arizona. Now, the one concern I would have here for Seattle going into this game is their offensive line has had its issues. And will they be able to, pass protect and be able to keep Sam Darnold upright? That is going to be an interesting question. Meanwhile, on the Arizona side, they get one of their key offensive linemen, Paris Johnson, I believe, is returning tonight for the Arizona Cardinals. And he is certainly someone that is expected to be a very important piece to this Cardinals offensive line, and certainly would give them a better chance to obviously protect for Kyler Murray here in this game tonight. Yes, and he is back. So that is a big deal. The Arizona Cardinals getting Paris Johnson back on that offensive line tonight for this game against Seattle. I think the one thing you want to look for in this game is, which defense can come up with a stop. I do think it's going to be a close game. I do think it's going to be a very competitive game. Don't read too much into Seattle's blowout over New Orleans. First of all, it was inflated by a couple non-offensive touchdowns for Seattle. New Orleans is obviously, we know, pretty bad this season. This will be a tougher test, and you are going on the road on a short week. But, I like what I've seen certainly from, the run game. Charbonnet's been solid. It'll be interesting. And Sam Darnold, to me, other than he had a couple of picks against Pittsburgh a few weeks ago, but I think he's done a pretty good job, all things considered, helping this team out offensively. It looks like, as far as this game is concerned, Jackson Smith and Jigba, it's sounding like they're optimistic he's going to play. This is probably going to go right down to game time before they figure out if JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, is going to play. Obviously, he's become a key component to this passing game at wide receiver for Seattle. We'll have to see if he does suit up in this game. The one thing I also want to say about Arizona, they've had their own offensive line issues. Paris Johnson's had should absolutely help that with his return against a Seattle defense that can get a pass rush, so that should help. So while I like Seattle from a side perspective in this game, because I just think defensively a little bit more stout, defensive numbers are a little bit better. The one thing I have to caution people about Arizona's defensive numbers so far this year, I don't even think you could say they've played a truly great offense or a truly middle of the pack or upper tier quarterback yet this year. I mean, you look at Arizona's first three opponents, none of it's pretty, none of it's all that impressive based on the quality or lack thereof of competition. You know, they played Spencer Rattler in New Orleans in week 1. That's not really a good indicator of how good your defense is. They played Bryce Young in Carolina in week 2. That's not exactly a good indicator of how great your defense is, in my opinion. And then, of course, you look last week. Yes, you played San Francisco, and you played pretty well in that game, but you were facing a San Francisco team that had skill position injuries. Offensive line's been spotty. And, of course, you played Mac Jones instead of Brock Purdy at quarterback. So the jury's out on how good Arizona's defense is. The defensive numbers, like I said, aren't bad. But when you factor in that Seattle's defensive numbers, certainly yards per play, are better than Arizona's, when Arizona hasn't really faced a high-quality offense or high-quality quarterback, you can't call Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young, or Mac Jones a high-quality quarterback. You just can't. So that's why I say, how good is this Arizona defense based on who they've played so far? So I think in a close competitive game, Seattle finds a way to win it. As far as the total goes, I don't love the idea of expecting a high-scoring game here necessarily, but we bet numbers more than, teams, as a lot of people like to say. The total here is in this 43 and a half range. And yeah, there are some concerns with the offensive line for both teams. Seattle's offensive line was the biggest concern I had for them coming into the year. Arizona's offensive line hasn't played great, but they do get the boost of Paris Johnson returning. I think the important thing to point out here is both of these teams have not been that bad against the run, and both of these teams are maybe a little bit more susceptible in the secondary defensively. So I would expect maybe more of a passing game plan from both teams on offense, because I'm not sure either one is going to effectively run the football here tonight. I don't know if Seattle's going to be churning out a lot of yards on the ground against Arizona's run defense. And remember, with James Conner out, it's still very much a work in progress if Arizona can get a consistent ground game going against a good Seattle defensive front. So you might see Sam Darnold and Kyler Murray both put the ball up in the air a lot more tonight in this game. And if there's more passing, it could lead to more points. I mentioned about the fact that Arizona's defense hasn't played a really good offense and a really good quarterback. Now, you can debate all you want about how much of a great offense and a great quarterback Sam Darnold is and how much of a great offense Seattle has. But I've got Seattle still a little bit ahead of New Orleans offensively, a little bit ahead of Carolina offensively. San Francisco with Brock Purdy, maybe different story. But Seattle's offense and San Francisco's offense with banged up skill position talent and Mac Jones at quarterback, Seattle's in the same ballpark with San Francisco, if not just slightly ahead of them offensively. So I think this will be a challenge for Arizona's defense. I could see Seattle having some offensive success. And I think we're going to see enough points to just get this game up and over the total. Is this my favorite over on the NFL card this week? Absolutely not. But we're talking about 43 and a half with this total. It's reasonable. It's a reasonably cheap total. We're not asking for a shootout. 24-20, 24-21, a score in that range can get this game over the total, and I think it will find its way up and over the total. So, nothing significant. I'm not a strong bets to get the week started in the NFL with this Thursday nighter, but for me, it's Seattle money line, and it's over 43 and a half in this game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this Thursday night football NFL preview for Seahawks Cardinals. Remember, I will have the complete NFL Week 4 edition of Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy posted tomorrow on Friday, right here on my YouTube channel, going through all the Sunday games and the 2 Monday night games from a betting perspective. That's a wrap. And make sure you keep in mind Dub Club and soon to launch subscriptions at wizardsportspicks.com. And there's still free plays every day at wizardsportspicks.com until we officially launch the website in full. Make sure you check out that. I will post the 7-day free trial link for to try out Dub Club in the YouTube comments below this video as soon as I finish and get off the air here. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. I'm Ian Cameron. Enjoy Thursday night football and good luck. And we'll see you again next time right here on Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy.